So I thank the Noble Lady Baroness Benjamin for securing this debate and for her powerful, positive contribution in introducing it. And the Noble Lady referred to the problem of amnesia, which has had so much impact on the Windrush generation and their descendants. In the interests of making a modest contribution to tackling an amnesia that goes much further back, I'm going to look at the part of this debate that focuses on the Caribbean contribution to Britain before the Windrush generation. And I'm going to start in Bristol in the 1640s. This is with a woman called Frances. We don't know her surname. We don't know anything except that of her origins except that she was black. She worked as a maid, and it's very likely that she either was from the Caribbean or came through the Caribbean. Remember, we're in the 1640s here. And we know about her because she was a leader of a radical religious congregation there, and one of those church elders in that congregation, Edward Turtle, wrote about her. We only have a trace, but she was there contributing to the British society in the 17th century. I'm going to come forward now to London in the early 19th century. A man we know rather more about, Robert Wedderburn. He was the son of an enslaved woman from Jamaica. His mother was sold on, and so he was raised by his grandmother. To escape the plantation, he joined the British Navy. He then became a campaigner both against the abuse of sailors, the quality of the food and the living conditions. And then he moved on to write a book in 1824, The Horrors of Slavery, a tract which was hugely influential with the anti-slavery movement. We have here a person from the Caribbean contributing to British intellectual life very significantly. Now I'm going to move forward a little bit further and invite your Lordship's House to perhaps wander down to the Royal Gallery afterwards and look at the Battle of Trafalgar, because Wedderburn was a member of the British Navy in that kind of era, and about a quarter of the British Navy then was from minoritised communities. Significant numbers of them would have been from the Caribbean. So I invite you to go down to the Royal Gallery and look at the painting of Trafalgar there and see how representative you think that is of the Royal Navy of the time. And coming forward again to 1944, just a few scant years before the Windrush generation, some people might know that there were about 2,000 Chinese seamen who were deported from Britain after the Second World War, despite the fact that many of them had families and children here. There were also significant numbers, it's less well documented, of people from the Caribbean who were also deported in the same way 4 years before Windrush. We cannot afford the amnesia to fail to acknowledge that Britain is and has always been a multicultural country, and people from all around the world have contributed to all aspects of British life. Yeah.